All right, good evening and welcome back to historic Queen's Park Arena as the Salmonbellies host the Islanders for the second time this season, opening their home schedule with Delta back in May. Ian Douglas with you here on Trickshot Live. Logan Schuss back as the head coach and GM with the Islanders. This is the fourth meeting of the regular season. Neither of these teams will make the postseason. New West and Delta tied almost at the bottom. Islanders with 9 points in 13. Salmonbellies with 9 in 12. Officials Nick Dos Santos and Vince Burrell as we pause now for the national anthem. I mentioned these two teams will not make the postseason. Whether or not that's official or not, I'll say it. Delta 4-8-1, seventh of the 8 teams. New West just above them, 4-7-1. The Salmonbellies making big changes this week. Coquitlam continues to pretty much, not maybe in the sense that most use it, but rebuild this season compared to May. Now the end of June. Adenac's looking to defend back-to-back Minto Cups. Caden Lee starting for the home team to our left, and for the Islanders to our right, Grayson Beggs. New West with the First possession, Connolly celebrating a birthday today. Evan along that left side, Lincoln Twomley sends it in front. That finds Connolly, but a backhander well wide. Now Farstad, high right side across, coughs it up, a breakaway the other way. Pasquale on goal, and low glove side there on Lee, kept out. Jet Abel wearing 27 tonight for New West. Connolly along that left side, Abel behind him now across. Williams running into bodies there. Flack and Crooks. Trying to get something going now. Weisbrod passing back and forth, still trying to get a look in front there. Reed Hines McDonald, the former junior salmon belly. Williams into the right corner now for Alexander. Riley across. Twomley loading up and into the middle there of Beggs. Now around Twomley and down that right side, Griffin Withers. Across here, Quillay. Quillay still with the ball, caught up in his stick there. Along the left side, Abel looking now. Sheldrake onto the floor, takes the pass along this right side. Farstad in the corner, now behind the net there, Alexander. Alexander has that taken away there by Chenard, and then just in front of the timekeeper's box, Bellies back with the ball. Alexander for Connolly onto the floor with Schnurr, Williams, and Sheldrake. Low shot scores. Connolly, not much on that, just rolls it through bodies. Low past Beggs. First goal, 2:52 in. Connolly from Alexander. And Evan Connolly's jersey for KPMG. I mentioned Caden Lee starting for New West for RBC Phillips Hager North. Boris Maximenko on the bench for CIBC Private Wealth. New West back in, 3.5 gone. Williams takes the pass off the bench. In the corner, Farstad around one. Whitney all over him. Across now, low shot there off of Beggs. Abel sent that sub shot on goal. New West 3-1 on the shot clock. 1-0 on the scoreboard. Along this left side, loading up and over the top there. Turner Anderson kept out. Now the other way, Sorensen taking the pass from Lee. Sorensen down the floor and glove side almost into his shoulder there. Beggs keeping that out. The first penalty of the game. The Islanders' Anderson gone here for slashing at 4:15. New West on the power play first, 38%, third in the league. Delta's penalty kill, 65%, fifth in the league. Twomley along that left side with Connolly now behind the net. Alexander taking the pass in front. Twomley got that from Williams. Wide though. Ren Glanville not in the lineup, the captain this season, watching, has been sidelined for a while. McIntosh, one hand on the stick, flips that high toward the net, bouncing off the end glass. Delta coming off an overtime loss in Burnaby on Wednesday, 14-13. These two teams tied the last time they saw each other. Pardon me, lost 10-9 in Delta. New West losing 10-9 in Delta on the 27th. I may have my dates completely messed up there. Bellies get a ball off the boards. Now across, Alexander taking the pass in front there. Kept out, Schnurr sent it across. Battle along the boards, and Sheldrake winning that. Now across, Alexander from Schnurr, and scores. Riley Alexander quietly there put that through Grayson Beggs. 2-0 New West, 6:34 in. Oh, maybe not quietly, but Alexander over the top. Islanders with 2 shots on the clock. Now Pasquale had a breakaway earlier, bouncing that deep. Now sent across. Here, pass taken by... We can't have a missing number already, but we do. Smith wearing 21 for the Islanders. New West now up 3-0. Sheldrake, Weatherby, the latest. I'll correct myself a third time. The birthday boy now with a pair. 3-0 New West. Connolly his second from Weatherby and Lee. Again, Evans jersey for KPMG. Jackson with Geese Apparel, and Lee for RBC Phillips Hager North. (8-3). New West now on the clock as Quillay took that pass. Islanders turn it over. Twomley, Connolly, Farstad, Sheldrake, and Williams on their way out. Twomley across here. Williams the last on, looking low now across along that left side. Connolly has two already. Now for Twomley in front through bodies. Bounced off of one, ball free, and taken there, one hand on the stick. Hebner over center. Kingston leaving there for Wiesbrod. Now Wiesbrod back for Hinton, looking low and into Lee, into his stick. Loose ball. Islanders touched it for a second. Now Weatherby over center. Weatherby lining up there, bounced that just off of Beggs. Trying to push his way over center. Jamie Thompson has Hines McDonald behind him, but now across here for Smith. Around one now, takes a shot wide stick side. Back the other way with speed and a break. Kirby putting that into Beggs. Back and forth here. 3-0 New West. 10 gone, 10 left. First period. Islanders now trying to get something going, at least move it around, as bouncing off of bodies there. Flack helped one to the floor, and now a penalty coming up as Weatherby was down, and he will take a holding the stick penalty. Islanders to their first power play. Weatherby holding the stick. The Islanders on the power play, 27%, 8th in the league. New West, 69%, 4th in the league on the penalty kill. Islanders from this left side now. Smith across, and a shot through bodies there. Levi Crooks, he helped draw the penalty. With 9 left, Connolly all alone out there for New West. Now Twomley and Alexander out, but turn back as Connolly loses the ball, and down the floor now Hines McDonald taking the pass there from Griffin Withers. The Islanders now 5-on-4. Moving it around, 8.5 left, 38 seconds left in their first power play. Now Smith getting the pass low and off the pads there of Caden Lee. Now again, 22 seconds left. McIntosh low there for Hines McDonald. His low shot off of Lee. 9-9, the shots on the clock. Schnurr onto the floor. Kirby with it. Abel out here on the penalty kill with Williams. Williams taking the pass along this right side. Alexander about to step on, but now the Islanders with it. back to 5-on-5. Each team 0 for 1. 7.5 left. Hines McDonald tossing over along that right side, trying to spin off of one, and Wiesbrod getting that on goal. Twomley taking the pass at center from Watt. Farstad out here with Alexander now along that left side, hoping to move it around. Jet Abel, and ball onto Beggs, who will send that to center. Crooks taking the pass from Pasquale. Now along this left side, Anderson tried to send that up, but higher than intended off his stick. Into the lineup for New West. Abel driving the goal and hit the crossbar, bounced down and out. Williams now from the right side. Williams looking across there. Schnurr now back right side. That missing Sheldrake. Islanders ball deep. Smith now with Wiesbrod onto the floor with Anderson. Anderson across over there. Caden McIntosh getting it deep. Now Hebner across and a low shot into Lee. Gifford finds the ball off the boards. Across for Kirby. Now Gifford over center. Connolly. Twomley onto the floor with Sheldrake and Williams. But behind the net, trying to center that, Alexander. Williams picks up the bouncing ball, left side for Twomley. Twomley across, Sheldrake looking low, and that moving up into the stick of Beggs. 5.5 left. Shots 11-11 on the clock. But 3-0 New West as it's lobbed into the stick of Beggs. Crooks down the right side. And the Islanders are on the board. Past Lee. 3 deep there. 5-on-5 goal now, 3-1 New West. 5:09 left in the first period. Levi Crooks with the goal. Thompson with the assist. Hinton across along that right side now. Sending it back across, Wiesbrod. Anderson to the right side, trying to drive past bodies there, Hinton. Ball down the floor, and Twomley will bring it back into play. Sheldrake, Connolly, Schnurr, and Alexander out here. Ball bouncing around, reeled in there with one hand by Connolly. Twomley, Connolly along that left side. Connolly there for Schnurr. Now Alexander trying to send that stick side. Beggs cut a piece of a ball going across there. Alexander now behind the net, tucked in there by a diving Connolly. His third of the game on his birthday here in the first period. Now 4-1 New West. Alexander had his shot go wide. Connolly picking it up off the back of the net and around and in. Connolly's third, and this one unassisted. Along the left side there, Abel calling for it was Williams onto the floor here with Farstad. Williams loading up there, hit the back of Sheldrake, and now the other way, the Islanders. Withers. One shot on and looking for the loose ball, but Weatherby takes that over center. Weatherby now for Twomley off the bench. Twomley along the right side. Alexander, Connolly, and Farstad onto the floor. Evan with it, looking low now. Twomley along that left side, trying to get around one. Abel now will just toss it into the center. Alexander looking for it. Loose ball and just whacked at there by Abel. Inside of 3 left, Wiesbrod along that right side. Hinton low, Smith, McIntosh the last onto the floor. Crooks in the middle there. Now Smith. Smith across, Wiesbrod along that far side. McIntosh. Ball bouncing in front there out of the reach of Crooks. New West coming up with it behind the net. And down the far side. Schnurr now able across. Sheldrake can't get around one. Williams across there, and a low shot just bounced wide by Schnurr. Hines McDonald. Smith. Wiesbrod, the last on. Wiesbrod taking that across here for Smith. Anderson in front. Now Smith for Quillet. Back for Smith. Across the floor. Reeled in by Hines McDonald. And his shot at the buzzer there. Got it on. 90 seconds left, first period. 4-1. New West, Connolly already with 3. Had the ball bounce away in front of the net there. Now a partial break down the floor. Withers across. McIntosh, one move, and a backhander just bounced that on. From one end, just over center now. Kirby, final minute for Schnurr off the bench along that left side. Connolly, Sheldrake, Alexander, and Farstad out here. One shot on. Connolly with the loose ball, fighting off almost 3 there, tossing it across. Alexander off the glass. Alexander across. Connolly now looking to push his way through there with Schnurr. Islanders ball. Hines McDonald taking the pass there. Beggs is on the bench, 6-on-5 here with 14 left in the first. Smith now back here, Anderson. Anderson back for Smith, left side. Smith across the floor, just reeled in there, and Crooks scores. With 2 left on the clock. Islanders within 2. 4-2. At 19:58. And that'll do it for the first, as Delta's second goal. Crooks from Smith and Anderson. Shots on the clock, 14-14. Back in just over 10 minutes here from Queen's Park Arena. Ian Douglas with you on Trickshot Live. All right, back for the second period here at historic Queen's Park Arena. Nick Dos Santos and Vince Burrell calling this game, but just 2 penalties in that first period, both 0 for 1 on the power play. New West opened the scoring, got out to a 3-0 lead. Islanders scored 2 of the last 3. Five-on-5 to start. Sheldrake trying to take that pass over center, loses it, and Pasquale one-on-one going low there, kept out by Lee. Caden Lee starting for New West. Grayson Beggs for the Islanders. Dealt the ball. Anderson taking that from Chenard. Now along the right side. Hines McDonald across, and from the left side, a bouncing shot there close to the post. Alexander along that right side. Williams, Scotty Williams tossing it in front now. Beggs trying to corral that behind the net. Flack over center. Smith, McIntosh, Crooks out here for the Islanders. Now Wees brought the last on. 5-on-5, getting around one there as Carter Smith bounced that toward Lee. Ball bouncing to center off of Weatherby and back. Now Weatherby helped out though. Twomley across, right side down there. Alexander left side here, and loading up, bouncing that off of Beggs. Scotty Williams down the floor first. Sampson with it, now across. Weesbrod along this right side, trying to load up. McIntosh whips that off of Lee. Wires crossed there as Beggs went out to play it, taken away and put in the open net. Eli Smith. Beggs went one way, Smith just played that off the boards. New West up 5-2 at 2:17. Unassisted for Smith. Over center, battling a pair there. Kingston Hebner. Hebner still sandwiched in front of the timekeeper's box. Now in to try and get that bouncing ball. Pasquale. And finally taken away there. Connolly. Everyone bouncing off of each other. Ball still free. And New West possession deep. Sheldrake. Evan Connolly with 3 goals in that first period. On his birthday, 3 gone in the second. New West leading by 3. Sheldrake trying to get around 1 there. Now Connolly center of the floor, left side Schnurr with Twomley below him. Now across, and Williams over the top. Whips that off of Beggs. New West possession. Trying to flip that in front there, Sheldrake. Sheldrake, one hand on the stick. Twomley to the goal, lost his stick there and whipped on by Williams. He goes down with Thompson. New West with chances here. Alexander and Sheldrake. Now Sheldrake along this left side. Abel wearing 27. In front, Alexander making moves. Tried to go with the stick side there at the side of the net. Flack with Wiesbrod, Smith, Crooks, and Anderson onto the floor. From the right side, tossed across by Hinton. Over there, Carter Smith. Back here for Hinton. Hinton across, one move and scores. Turner Anderson around one and past Lee. Islanders back within two, 5-3. New West, 4:25 into this second period. Anderson from Hinton and Carter Smith. Alexander, now Schnurr across on that right side, Farstad. High left side here for Abel. Abel down. And Connolly tosses that in front, bouncing ball, Schnurr, and now coming away with it, Alexander, but Phillies turn the ball over. Connolly leaves it there. Schnurr. Now Alexander. Ball toward the net, and picked up deep there by Chenard. Quillet for Crooks along the right boards around one and sending that wide, stick side on Lee. Hinton. Now McIntosh loading up there, sending that wide. McIntosh taking the pass. 5-on-5. 5-3 New West, and Billy's ball behind the net there, sent ahead. Sheldrake. Farstad. Now across Twomley, center of the floor, battling three. One hand on the stick, leaves it there for Schnurr, whipped on and kept out. Islanders ball, one on there. Wiesbrod, high center of the floor. Right side here, Hines McDonald for Wiesbrod. Across, and that hit a stick in front there, knocked down by Marcher. Trying to get over center, one hand on the stick. Tossed off there by Eli Smith down the right side. Scotty Williams in front, Connolly, and that whipped on two bags. Ball left at the bench there by hand for Hines McDonald. Reed with his last name, the lettering is so small on the back of the Islanders jersey. Down the right side, Josh Choice. A lot of touches through the first almost period and a half for New West. Schnurr for Twomley. Twomley around bodies, whips that into Beggs. Carnahan passes that off on his way off. Hinton sending it down low. Now Hines McDonald, the cross. Crooks getting that from Anderson. Crooks through bodies low and wide glove side. 9 gone, 11 left, second period. Islanders of 22-21 on the shot clock. And now one on top of the other, deep to the right of Lee. Marcher for New West, and he looks to be the only heading off here as he was all tangled up on the floor there with Turner Anderson. Marcher off at 9-10. This the Islanders. Okay, pardon me. Now Anderson is in the box. The play was around Vince Burrell, but now Nick Dos Santos at the timekeeper's box. Nick was involved with 2 other officials for the Senior A game here last Thursday with Langley. That game could still be going on. The delays in that game, no huge fights. Frankie Chiliano, the goaltender at the time for the Thunder, was upset all game. Okay, Marcher with the pair, roughing and holding. It's 5-on-4 Islanders. Crooks down low, Hines McDonald now behind the net. Delta moving it around from the left side. Smith across, and Crooks leans into that off of Lee. Scooped up by Smith. Smith across here with Hines McDonald, back and forth. Smith left side, scores. Sent that low and through Lee. Power play goal, 5-on-4. Islanders 1 for 2. And have cut the lead to 5-4. Smith from Hines McDonald. Now down the floor and scores. Parker Sorensen looking like he was going to pass or just maybe take his time slightly, and sent that past Beggs from in front of the timekeeper's box. Bouncing ball in front of Beggs. And unassisted, Parker Sorensen. 14 seconds before that, the Islanders, Smith from Heinz McDonald. Ball flipped back there and across. Farstad looking for Schnurr, gets the ball back. Pass missed. Scotty Williams along that right side around one and was looking to pass. Misfired there. Now Schnurr getting the ball from Farstad. Schnurr on goal, up and over, scores. Brady Schnurr. 4-on-4. 7-4 New West. Schnurr was looking to his right, but then got around one and to the net there past Griffin Withers. New West back in, leading 7-4 now. Smith with the shot there. Alexander, Twomley deep, Farstad, Connolly onto the floor here. Abel as well, Abel taking the pass. One hand on the stick now, looking for Twomley, trying to play that off of bounces, runs into three Islanders. Still New West keeping the ball in deep. Farstad behind the net there for Connolly. Connolly moving it around. Abel. Alexander from Farstad now across. Abel inching in, now center to the floor, whips that low around the stick of Beggs. And whoa, Alexander caught up his man there, Chenard, and Riley done for holding. This power play, number 3 for the Islanders, 1 for 2. Now short-handed in front there, Connolly flips it on goal. Now across there, Heinz McDonald couldn't reel that in. Sampson with the pass. Crooks walking slowly at center. Anderson last onto the floor. Now Hinton across. Smith there, back for Hinton right side, and that flies well wide. Smith from the left side bounces that off of Lee. Now Crooks for Smith, back for Crooks, back for Smith. And back for Crooks. Along this right side, Crooks faked a pass to Smith. Now Hinton low and wide. Crooks took the pass, elected to shoot their long range, and off a body chasing it down the floor, Eli Smith. New West ball, still 25 seconds left in Alexander's holding penalty. 26-26, the shots on the clock. As Scotty Williams, one hand on the stick, trying everything to get around Pasquale. Now across, Connolly, 2 in front of him. Connolly with 3. Connolly now finally around the last and trying to go up and behind Beggs, kept out. Back to 5-on-5. Islanders 1 for 3 with the extra man. 5:40 left second period. McIntosh taking that from Withers. McIntosh across along that left side, running into his man there, Turner Anderson, and now Anderson bounced off Sorensen, who was sent to the floor. New West down the floor, and a low shot off of Beggs. Parker Sorensen there. Scored unassisted to make it 6-4. Twomley for Abel. Back for Twomley, left side, driving around one, had the ball bounce out of his stick there. Alexander battling along the boards, 3 Islanders, 2 Bellies, and finally hacking on both sides. New West with possession. Schnurr onto the floor. Connolly behind him, Twomley at the side of the net. Now Connolly looking right side. There for Alexander, back for Connolly. Now Farstad behind the net. Back there, can't get anywhere, trying to spin off the board. Schnurr sends it in front, backhander by Connolly, kept out. Into the stick of Beggs. Sampson wires that down the floor, and rolling, tripping over each other there. Down deep, Marcher and Hinton. Now in front and bouncing that. Smith off of Lee. Taking the pass along the left side and a low shot. Anderson spinning. 28-28, the shots on the clock as down the floor, Eli Smith. Abel going to the front of the net. Sheldrake takes the pass off the bench. Connolly behind him. Now Williams over to that right side. Twomley lashed onto the floor, takes the pass, loads up, and low stick side kept out. Twomley gets his own ball there. Now for Abel. Across. Over there, Sheldrake. Flipped in front by Williams. Looking for Twomley now, diving up one hand. Abel can't reel that in. And over center for the Islanders, Whitney. Quillet. Less than 3 left. 4-2 after 1. New West now 7-4. Wiesbrod trying to get away from a pair there. Bounces that wide. Sheldrake sending that behind the net. Schnurr. Now Abel moving it across. Sheldrake with it back now, and his shot low into Beggs. Across center, Hayden Flack with the pass. Now Hines McDonald bounces that off of Lee. Bouncing ball over center. Eli Smith. Smith sending that into Schnurr, gets the ball back. Smith. Weatherby taking the pass there from Watt. Now in front side of the net. Not sure how much he got of that, but Eli Smith. Islanders ball now, Carter Smith. Behind the net there, McIntosh. McIntosh being watched by Sorensen. Sandwich there. Islanders ball. One hand on the stick, Carter Smith. Now for Crooks. Crooks trying to move that in front. McIntosh almost smothered there. Now a 2-on-0 the other way, as from the right side, sending that on, Parker Sorensen. Islanders back. Hines McDonald, center of the floor, low in tight onto Lee, who hucks it over center and trying to play that off a hop. Sheldrake around one and wide there, stick side. Last minute, second period. Play, picking up decently here. Lee now tried to send that out, and with Sampson in front of him, hit Cole there, and now a slashing penalty with 45 seconds left. Islanders penalty. I'm positioned directly above, in between the two benches. Slashing penalty to New West. Stewartson at 19:15. Islanders' fourth power play. Islanders 5-on-4. Hinton right side, now center of the floor. Crooks left side pass and over the top, a shot there. Anderson kept out. Now Lee moving it ahead for Watt, and timeout New West with 19 on the clock. Schnurr will bring it back into play from center. Pasquale in front of him. 21 seconds on the clock. New West short-handed here, 5-on-4 Islanders. Schnurr still with the ball. Pasquale trying to knock it away, and now Schnurr sandwiched, but able to hang on to it. Over and back, though, Islanders ball. Pass across there, missing Hinton from Pasquale. Final seconds as it's whipped onto Lee, bouncing ball, and that'll do it after two. New West leading by 3, 7-4, led 4-2 after one. Shots 16-15. New West 30-29. Salmonbellies through two. And the third period 10 minutes away. Ian Douglas with you here on Trickshot Live. Back for the third period. A 3-goal game, but decently close, other than just the one goal lead for New West. Evan Connolly with 4 in this game on his birthday for KPMG. Riley Alexander with the 2-0 goal for Joel McCready Realty. Eli Smith unassisted made it 5-2 to start the second. Smith for Pluto's Enterprises Limited. And the 2 final goals in that second period, unassisted, Parker Sorensen for Queensboro Cannabis and Brady Schnurr for Archer Plastics Incorporated. Islanders on the ball. 50 seconds left in the power play with Stewartson off for slashing. Delta's 4th, 1 for 3, and more is on the way as Marcher heads off here. So now 45 seconds of 5-on-3, trailing 7-4 and more. An unsportsmanlike penalty coming from the New West bench, I believe. Vince Burrell with the notepad out, looking this way. Marcher with the first 2 minutes, waiting for the penalty clock to catch up. And that's not easy. For the first time in my life, I did the clock for a WLA game. Coquitlam. And Victoria a week ago. Lauren Robertson, a long time on the clock here for Junior A in New West beside Doug Stokes. Long time PA announcer. All right, 4 minutes on the clock to at 29 seconds. We'll get to the calls in a moment, but it's a 5-on-3 for another 30 seconds. Looking low there, Hines McDonald. Crooks finding the bouncing ball out of the corner. Crooks behind the net and trying to tuck that in and scores. Hinton. Nick Dos Santos there. Bellies don't like it, but Hinton with the goal, and that goal coming on the original penalty. And the clock will catch up. 52 seconds in. That was a 5-on-3 goal. Islanders back with the ball, trailing 7-5, but 3:23 left on the 4 minutes to Stewartson. Unassisted there, Quillay. Quille unassisted on the 5-on-3 goal. Now Twomley, short-handed, trying to get around one. Connolly knocked his man over, Pasquale. Twomley getting it toward the goal. Islanders trailing 7-5, but 2.5 left in this power play. My special teams numbers may have to be shut down, but this is at least power play number 5. Islanders are at least 2 for 4. Gifford down the floor, shorthanded. Gifford behind there for Kirby. Now Schnurr tossing in front, and he thought he had it, Eli Smith. Recovered though by Schnurr. Schnurr now sending it behind the net and trying to reach around and tuck that in. Going to the floor, Brandon Kirby. A couple of chances short-handed here. Still 95 seconds left in Sheldrake's double minor. Crooks across there along the right side. McIntosh as they move it around. Anderson, center of the floor. Crooks looking low, scores. Bodies in front, but Crooks with the power play goal. 7-6. The Islanders within 1. Still 16:49 left in this third period. Delta on a run of 4 straight here in the second period. And the power play goal, Crooks from Anderson and Hinton. As now New West 5-on-5 here, and Connolly bounces that off Beggs in tight. One hand on the stick, getting that over center. And trying to get around Weatherby. Now running into Stewartson. And sending it down the right side and looking for a spot there. Shot sent wide by Hines McDonald. Stewartson across. Kirby reels that in. For Schnurr with Abel out here. Alexander. Now Farstad and Sheldrake onto the floor. Schnurr across. Farstad putting that in front, and looked like he tried twice. Finally, Alexander kept out. 4.5 in. Flack moving it around, now sent behind the net by McIntosh. Pardon me. Faked it there. Now McIntosh in front. Crooks knocks that into Caden Lee. Boris Maximenko on the bench. Grayson Beggs starting. Chris Padden backing him up. Now low shot scores. That is his 4th for the birthday boy, Evan Connolly. Took the pass in front and passed Beggs. Connolly from Twomley. Connolly now with his 4th. Abel along the left side, Twomley to the goal. Now Connolly out there. Abel shot off of Beggs. Ball off of sticks, bouncing there and reeled in, trying to spin away from Chax Thompson. Over center, running into Connolly. Hines McDonald, McIntosh takes the pass, Hinton around him. Hines McDonald trying to reel it in along the right boards. Now across here, Smith moving in and lets that go into the center of Lee. Crooks sending that off of Lee, bouncing behind the net. Islanders trying to slow it down. 5-on-5, McIntosh right side and missing the pass but getting it back, Quillay. Smith right side there over the top, Hines McDonald. Ball bouncing and New West with it at center. Farstad taking the pass across along that left side. Schnurr looking now, low shot into the stick of Beggs. One hand on the stick going to the net there, Cole Sampson. Islanders still with it, Quillay. Across along that right side. Final seconds as finally Wiesbrod sends that on goal. Back and forth here. New West with time, but now the Islanders the other way. And sending that on goal over the top there, Hines McDonald. Smith for Schnurr with Abel to the goal. Williams out here. Sheldrake and Farstad in the right corner. Now Abel across, Sheldrake for Farstad. Farstad looking, center of the floor, scores. Stick side just below the glove. 9-6, 5-on-5, 8:29 into the third. Back to a 3-goal lead. Farstad with the goal from Sheldrake and Abel. Graham's jersey for RBC Dominion Securities as Lee tosses that to his left and over center. Smith taking the pass there. Now Connolly jumping up for that. Down for Twomley. Twomley around one and a low shot there off of Beggs. Grayson fires that ahead over center. Taking the pass, Griffin Withers. Withers for Hines McDonald. Reed for Carter Smith. Smith trying to get around a pair and kept out there by Lee. Smith. Can't get around his man there, Weatherby. Now Islanders flipping it along that right side as McIntosh got it there. Wiesbrod, and at the side of the net, Hines McDonald has that scooped up by Lee. Over center, Weatherby with Williams, Schnurr, Abel, and Sheldrake with Farstad the last on. Now Schnurr across, Williams sending that in front, and Abel's shot stick side. Hinton, Wiesbrod, center of the floor, Hines McDonald, down the left side. Smith out here as well. Smith gets the pass from Anderson. Anderson across. Wiesbrod. Now Smith getting it back across the floor. Smith around two and kept out. It looked like it was going in past the glove of Lee as Smith is hard into the end boards there. Back up, and we'll bring the ball back into play. Islanders bench looking for a penalty. Smith to Anderson across. Now Anderson getting it back there from Wiesbrod. Anderson right side of the floor looking for a shot. Now McIntosh still with it. Hines McDonald here for Smith over the top and off of Lee. Anderson leaned into that, but off of Eli Smith's stick, and a break down the floor. Smith putting that into Beggs. He wasn't sure where it was. Parker Sorensen. Sorensen there for Alexander with Twomley. Williams onto the floor as Twomley's pass there for Connolly. Farstad the last on. Beggs though, right side for Flack. Flack one hand on the stick, trying to get around Connolly, sent to the floor, and Belly's ball. That got some noise from the bench below us to the right. The Islanders as it's sent across there. Sheldrake off the bench, his shot on, took the pass from Schnurr, who gets the ball back from Farstad. Now Schnurr along that left side, trading places with Abel. Farstad. Sheldrake moving that across and not connecting. Ball into New West territory. Islanders with it. Anderson across, getting it back there from Wiesbrod. Now Anderson far right side for Hines McDonald. And Anderson bouncing that wide of the goal. Smith, Eli picking it up over center and had that hacked away, but Choice picks it up. Has had the ball a lot tonight, Josh Choice. Not getting a whole lot done with it, but ball's going through him as now Twomley was waiting there. Drove past one body, got it into Beggs. A penalty is on the way. An illegal cross-check to Tatum Hand. 6:55 left. And special teams numbers may be skewed, but this should be the Salmonbellies' first power play since the first penalty of the game. I could be wrong, but power play number 2 at least. 6.5 left, third period, 9-6 New West. Islanders got within 1 in this third period. Moving it around, Williams from Alexander now. Scotty's shot off of Beggs. Ball taken there and flipped out quickly down the floor. Hebner couldn't get a shot away. Now Sampson to the floor and back up. Smith along the right side, just tossing it in front, missing Sampson. Playing it off the boards, Connolly. Over center, 5.5 left, third period, 9-6 New West. And 35 seconds left in this power play. Schnurr, Williams, Alexander's side of the net. Now center of the floor, Twombly for Alexander, and his shot off of Beggs. Bellies get it right back. Twombly, now Schnurr. Now Twombly's low shot, that wide. Flack looking for the loose ball. Schnurr tapping it ahead. And along the left side, Connolly for Schnurr, center of the floor. Into the right corner there, now in front, Connolly trying to reel that in. And it's sent down the floor, 1-on-2, as just trying to get something toward the net. Tate in hand. Farstad, left side there for Abel. Across here, Alexander. Alexander back along the left side, Abel. Abel with bodies in front, whips that just high and back down the floor. Ball in front there, Heinz McDonald, I'm not sure how much he got of it, on to Lee, and Caden will just toss that to his left, and hustling over center, Josh Choice. Choice shovels that to Watt, and Schnurr moves down the left side. Schnurr tried to spin off his man there, then sent to the floor. Something is loose there, as now Schnurr went to the floor and now limping back to the bench. New West ball. Williams over center for Alexander. Twombly on the floor behind him. Alexander into the right corner, Farstad. Farstad now center of the floor, looking low and into the stick of Beggs. Tate in hand, got to center, turned it over, and now Abel there. Williams got the ball back at center. Abel across here, Farstad onto the floor, his shot low there, maybe off the post, low glove side on Beggs. 3 minutes left, third period, 9-6 New West. 4-7-1 coming in. Delta 4-8-1. And just like that, Sheldrake 10-6. Sheldrake stick side. Sheldrake from Farstad and Abel. Ryan Sheldrake's jersey for In at the Quay. Lincoln Twomley out there a lot and on the board in different ways. Twomley's jersey for Cabinet Maker Profit Systems. Brandon Kirby for Laced Strings. Miles Gifford, Salmon Belly alumni, as Twomley takes the pass along the left side from Alexander. Twomley tossing it in front there for Schnurr. Now Twomley letting that go long range, low into the stick of Beggs. Inside of 2 minutes. 4-goal game, 44-22. New West on the shot clock as Beggs to the bench. 6-on-5 Islanders. Smith across, Hines McDonald. Anderson, the last on the floor, takes the pass now for Smith. Center of the floor, whips that off the back of Twomley. Smith trying to track down the loose ball and does. But that will do it for the 30. Now Evan Connolly. With 4. Abel across here along the right side. Farstad and Williams, but a slashing penalty to New West. 4 goals and now a penalty on his birthday at 18:58. Last minute, Delta 5-on-4 in the power play as Smith leans into that along the left side, trying to get the loose ball. And now it finds Hinton from Anderson. Hinton, long range and low, kept out. That into the center of Lee from Cole Sampson. Alexander with 25 seconds left down the left side. Back for Twomley. Withers watching him. Abel now. They're trying to help out. Twomley around everyone. Still with the ball. Final 10 seconds. Salmonbellies will improve to 5-7-1. And New West hosting Nanaimo here Sunday at 2. Delta hosting Langley Saturday at 7. That'll do it. 10-6. New West winning here and taking the season series 2-1 after opening it at home back in May. Shots on goal, 44-44 on the clock. All right, 4-2 New West after 1, 7-4 after 2, and a 10-6 final. I'm Ian Douglas. Good night from historic Queen's Park Arena.